show on running, fitness, and health. On today's show, we are in conversation with Tip Hopkins, race director of the Vancouver Sun Run. Also, we have a segment on a unique clothing line that suits a healthy lifestyle, so stay tuned for that. Also coming up, we have a Facebook contest. But first, let's go to our in-studio interview. With me in the studio is a very special guest, John Stanton, founder of the Running Room Store, author of 10 books on running and fitness, and recipient of the Order of Canada. He's here today to talk about his latest book on family fitness and tips on how to lead a healthy lifestyle. Welcome to the show, John.
Great, Christine. Good to be here.
Thank you. Tell us about your book, your latest book on family fitness.
Well, you know, it's a real passion for me. I look across Canada and across North America, and the challenge we have right now is our most precious resource, our children, are in danger right now. And that is that the obesity rates are at an ever-increasing rate. Today there was a study out of Stanford University 4 years ago that says that the children of today will not outlive their parents. This is the first time in the history of humanity that that's happened. And we need to engage our children. We need to get them out and get them active. We need them to get away from technology a bit. We all know that we embrace technology, all of us do, and we need to use technology properly. But what's needed is education. We need to educate children, educate parents on how to get active. You know, as I travel across North America, and I travel in various cities, I'm always shocked when I think of a few things. And one is you drive through neighborhoods, you don't see kids playing hopscotch anymore. You don't see kids playing tag. You know, you don't see even Canada, our national sport is hockey. And you're seeing less and less of street hockey being played anymore because everything is highly organized. And that's good because the people that are playing maybe the organized sports like hockey and soccer and gymnastics and some of that, they're getting good coaching, they're getting good mentorship there, but it's very expensive. You know, for a family to get kids into hockey today, it's very costly. We need a return to play. We need a return to kids to get out and actually play. You know, when children go to a playground, they learn many things. They learn how to play, and they get the physical activity, which will cut down on the obesity rates. But more importantly, they learn social skills. They learn how to come to consensus. You know, when kids go to the playground, they don't go there with a predetermined idea, well, we're going to play tag, or we're going to, climb the monkey bars, or we're going to play a game of soccer, or whatever it is. They just go over there and they decide when they get there together what they're going to do. And that consensus, that communication skills, those are all important elements for education for children. But when they get there, it's fun, it's playful, it's enjoyable because they've organized it, they're doing it, and it's their creation that they're there. What I've done in the book is to try to give parents some guidelines. You know, I think there's some apathy, quite frankly, with parents. I think they're so busy themselves that sometimes they're neglecting their children, or they're farming that off to someone else. They're getting them into an organized sport, but that's not really giving them what's necessary. You know, we've just gone through, you know, the holiday season. And if it's the Christmas time that you're out there and you're out there with your children, take them for a walk. Walk through the neighborhood, find the most highly decorated house. Make it a game, make it playful. You know, if there's some freshly fallen snow in your neighborhood, you know, go build a snowman. You know, if it's the summertime, you know, instead of just having that picnic in the backyard, that barbecue in the backyard, go down to the park. And when you go to the park, take a soccer ball and then form a team with your family. You know, you can have aunts and uncles and grandma and grandpa and everybody involved, but make a playful activity part of your community gathering. You know, in the book, I talk a lot about nutrition too, because you know, one of our biggest areas of concern is some of the social economic pressures that are on people. People and families living in the inner city, you know, where you got a lot of single moms and single dads trying to raise children. You know, you've got dysfunctional families there that are trying to raise their families as best they can on a very limited income. A lot of our Aboriginal communities have some challenges as well, where they've got, you know, limited income, limited resources. And what I've shown in the book with Don Zablosky, who helped co-author the book, he and I came up with a whole series of games that you can do that are affordable, that are fun, that are family friendly, that we can do with all ages of your family. And I think that's the key. The key is just give people the guidelines, get children engaged, and of course the real key is education. Show kids how important it is. Show them about the Canada Food Guide. You know, sometimes I have people tell me, you know, this is all good stuff, John, but you know, where the reality is I've only got a limited budget. And when I'm sending my kids to school, it's easier to give them the money to go to the fast food outlet. And one of the fast food outlets, they can get a lunch for a limited amount. But I've told them, I said, listen, let me give it to you in a simple terms. You can send that child a bag of potato chips, or you can send the school a bag of carrots with a little ranch dip in it. The ranch dip and carrots, the children will start to enjoy and appreciate and see their performance improve as well. And kids will adapt to what you're presented to them. The affordability of a bag of carrots with some ranch thing is just as cheap as the bag of potato chips. As a matter of fact, the chips are going to probably cost you more money than the carrots. So sometimes it's education, not only education of the children, but education of the mom or dad or the parent, that's the guardian who's in charge of that child. So we need to make sure that this is a group effort. You know, it doesn't lie with government, because government can play a leadership role. We don't need government putting more money into these programs. What we need is a concerted, combined, cooperative community effort by everybody. It takes leadership by parents, leadership by guardians, leadership by school teachers, leadership by community leaders, leadership by the family physician. If the family's going to family physician and the family doc sees this young child and Billy or Jane is overweight, and distinctively you can see that it's because of lack of exercise, they need to encourage them to say, you need to get out and get active as a family. I think the family unit is key. And the family unit today is defined much differently, because you got single families, you got multifamily, there's a whole lot of things. But we need to return to the family gathering, where that family unit gathers for a family meal once or twice a week. Even if it's only midweek and maybe on the weekend, you gather for a family. It's a time to talk about things, to get how's it going at school, how's it going at play. And then after the gathering for food, because as social creatures, we like to gather for food and communicate, but make sure that there's an activity. Make sure that there's a soccer ball involved and the whole family goes out to the playground and plays a game of soccer, and the aunt, the uncle, the grandma, the grandpa, they can be part of that soccer game that's out there.
So you can plan, you can just be creative and plan ahead.
Well, that's right. And you know, we've forgotten simple games, like I mentioned hopscotch, I mentioned tag.
Which I used to do.
Kick the can. You know, say kick the can to a lot of kids, they look at you blankly, they don't know what that is. And you can play kick the can or ante-ante-I over, and some of the games we used to play. These are games, these are activities that engage people in running and jumping and playing and activities. And they can be somewhat competitive, because you know we're competitive creatures, all of us. We like to have some competition, but we want it in a fun, enjoyable way that's everybody's going to enjoy.
And physical literacy is an important topic right now, and this book is timely.
Well, it is, and it's a resource. You see, what a lot of parents are saying, we all know the problem. You know, everywhere I go, everybody shakes their head and goes, yes, I know the problem. But it's being proactive. And the responsibility isn't alone with the parent. You know, for the parent, we need the great playgrounds. You know, you look at playgrounds today, as I travel around the country today, playgrounds are much better engineered, much safer. You know, if you talk to police chiefs across the country, which I do, they'll tell you the playgrounds are safer than they've ever been for children.
Right?
But they're empty. The other thing is they're better engineered. You know, we used to have carcinogenic timbers in our playgrounds where our children were playing on. Now we've got better engineered, safer equipment for kids to play on, but again, they're empty. We're not getting people out there. We're afraid to send our children there. I've seen it where parents say, well, I don't want to send my children across the street to the playground because I'm nervous. Because we're all connected today with instant gratification in our news services. And we hear about the tragedy in a playground from somewhere, and it could be in Alabama, it could be in Australia, it could be South Africa, and we think, oh, that's going to happen to my child. Well, the reality is it isn't. The playgrounds are safer, and we need to use technology the right way. Take your technology. Your kids nearly all have iPhones today or iPads or something, a PDA of some sort. Well, use the technology the way it's designed to. Again, it comes back to education. Say to little Billy or Jane, say, go to the playground, and when you're there, somebody creepy comes along, I want you to do two things. Number one, dial 911. Next thing, start taking pictures.
And you can do that.
That creepy person's going to be gone. As soon as you start taking pictures of them, they're going to be gone. And you've got the technology. You can use an app like Find My Friend, which is a very friendly, free app that's out there. And you can say, okay, you're going to the playground, and then say, fine, Billy, I'll keep an eye on you. And you can watch them at the playground. You can see if they leave the playground and they're going to the local Pizza Hut, that's not where they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be at the playground. And you can track them right away. And if they need to get a hold of you, they can get a hold of you. So technology is good. Let's embrace technology for what it was. It's a communication tool.
Right.
It's an education tool. Let's use technology in the best way. Let's use technology to say, how many miles did you log today? You know, how many calories did you burn today? How many calories did you ingest? Do you know that if you take in more calories than you burn out, that's going to create fat? That's a simple educational process that we need to start young children in the phases of learning those simple things. Understanding the Canada Food Guide. You know, the Canada Food Guide's been around for
a long time.
It stood the test of time. It's been proven that it works. We know exercise works. We know the Canada Food Guide works. There's no magic pill needed here. It's just education. We need education and leadership. And the final thing we need is we need to keep things fun. Fun for everybody. Fun for the mentors, the mums, the dads, the parents that are out there, you know, providing the leadership, but we also need it for the children to say, this is going to be something I'm going to do.
And this is a fun book. I mean, this is an easy to read book.
Easy
in other
to read
words.
book.
And and what's in the book is like, be specific, plan a walk, maybe once or twice a week with the family.
And you stay connected. You know, I was out and I was at a group run last night with a group, and there was a mom and daughter there, and they were talking. The daughter's about 14 years old, and the mom, and they were there, and they're training for a local run that's coming up. And as they're training for the local run, I said, you know, you're doing something magical. Not only are you training together, and the daughter said, well, yeah, you know, I've got a whole different respect for my mom, and the mom had a whole different respect for the daughter. But more importantly, I said, you know what you've discovered? You've discovered your friends, not just moms and daughters anymore. You're now friends and training buddies, and you're going to go through an experience and train for something, and you remain friends for life. Because what happens sometimes with parents is we're really tight with our children while they're young and under our control.
Right.
But then as they get older, their interests change, our interests change. We don't have that commonality. What exercise can be is it can be the commonality that keeps your family unit tied together, which is so critical, because that's our future. That's the future for that aging baby boomer that's going to get out there, that's going to need the attention of the child. Well, if you're not connected, they're not even going to know that you need the attention.
Right.
And for the child, we want them to get old with us, because we don't want them dying younger than we're living. That would be a terrible tragedy.
Like the Sun Run, I mean, it's a family affair.
Well, it is, and the Sun Run's magical in many ways, because the Sun Run, you know, is called the Sun Run, but you know, if you look at it, probably 60% of the people walk it. You know, when you look at the times, you see people coming in, it's walking. But what it does is it allows people to go in an event where there is a run, there is a competitive element there. You know, you've got the Kenyans and Ethiopians out there leading the pack, and you can go in there for your very first run or walk and do it and be part of that whole experience. But see the excitement, feel the energy, the synergy that comes around. And those become then your targets to get your butt out the door and do the training in the meantime to do it. But we need people to come to these things. The Vancouver Marathon's another great example. You know, they have the marathon, now the relay, all these events going on, but there's also a kids run, and I encourage people to come out, and if you have children, get them involved in the kids run. If they're nervous about doing it, bring them down, get them to see the elation, to see the start, see the energy as the kids leave in their little fun run, as they cross the finish line and they get presented with a medal, just like the marathoners get presented the next day. You see these little kids walking around with their medals on.
Right.
I mean, it's fun, and it's providing the education that exercise isn't this arduous, strenuous, you know, hard workout that you're going to do that you're not going to enjoy. This is something that's fun, enjoyable, and it's a lifelong skill that you're going to learn.
John, I wanted to thank you very much.
Yeah.
It went by so quickly.
Good.
I'd
Well,
like
great.
to have you come back on.
Absolutely, would enjoy it.
Thank you. And now for a Facebook contest, you have a chance to win a family fitness book by John Stanton. Simply go to our Facebook page to enter. Now the question is, who won the first Sun Run and when was it? Every year, thousands of runners and walkers participate in the Vancouver Sun Run. We were in conversation with Tim Hopkins, race director, who gave us an overview of the event. Tim, what is your role here?
I'm the race director of the Vancouver Sun Run.
And how long you've been a race director for?
This is my 11th year with the Sun Run. I've been involved in running events for over 20 years.
So you have no time to run the Sun Run, right?
I don't run in the Sun Run, but I'm running around it the whole Sun Run week, so getting my exercise, no problem.
Absolutely. So tell us about the Sun Run. It's Canada's largest Sun Run 10K, correct?
It's Canada's largest running event. It's the largest 10K in Canada and still the third largest 10K in North America. We've had a peak of 59,000 runners in 2008, and our last year's total we were around 45,000. So anytime you can get those sort of numbers out, people participating, it's excellent for just for people's health and getting them out and active.
So it's for all levels of abilities.
For sure. We have walkers, we have people in wheelchairs, we have competitive wheelchairs, we have competitive athletes, and then the everyday runner that's just trying to go out there and run 10K faster.
Now you offer a Sun Run in-training clinic.
In-training clinics are starting this week, and they go from basically middle of January all the way right up until race day. And it's really all about getting people out in a group environment, providing them some training tips, and coaching along the way, and really motivation to help them complete the 10K route.
So you have this 10K, the Learn to Run, and Nordic walking as well, right?
Yeah, Nordic walking as well. So there's multiple categories that people can participate in. The whole idea with a low runner to coach combination is that they give you the tools you need to really succeed in the run. And when you go out and do it, you feel the accomplishment. You can, get your coaches are out there cheering you on and running with you, and it's a great way to learn how to run and become a better athlete and getting involved in athletics, and you have those coaches motivating you time and time again.
And it's very social, it's doable, it gets the whole family out.
Yeah, we have the Shah Mini Sun Run as well, which is a 2.5K course for those individuals and kids that want to go out and test themselves and not necessarily do 10K. They can try the 2.5K route, and it's an excellent opportunity just to get out with your family, have some fun, learn about running. You get all the benefits as you would of the other 10K participants, but you're only running the 2.5K.
And it's also, you can come back next year and set a personal record or try to beat your parents or something like that.
Yeah, the 2.5K is not a timed event,
Yes.
but it's more about the participation, it's more about having fun. But we find once people start the 2.5K, as they get a little bit older or a little bit more in shape, they end up going on and starting doing the 10K. So it's great for everyone just getting out there and trying it out.
And it's scenic, and it's a great way to spend the day, and it's 10K, and it is doable.
Yeah.
And if people want to register, where can they go?
They can go to our website, vancouversunrun.com. They can go to our office here at 200 Granville Street and drop a registration off in person. But the best way is to go online to our website and register online.
Okay. Inspire me, Tim.
Well, all I can say is getting out, getting active, it'll turn your life around. You can do the Sun Run by walking it in your first year, come out, see one of the 17 bands that are on the course, see all the people cheering you on. If that doesn't give you motivation, seeing 40,000 plus people on the start line, to come back year after year and try and improve your time and get in better shape and choose that sort of lifestyle for yourself, I don't know what will. The start at the Sun Run is just one of the most incredible experiences that everybody has to see when they're living in the BC or Vancouver or anywhere in the Pacific Northwest. They should come out and just check it out. It's an amazing experience.
This event attracts people from all over.
It does. We have mainly people from the Lower Mainland, but we get school groups from the interior, Vancouver Island. We get elite athletes from coming the States, all around the world, in fact. And some of the top Canadian athletes have competed the last few years, and it's a great success having them all come out and be part of the Sun Run.
I like that you have nutrition component. Tell us about that.
So through the in-training program, there's opportunity for nutritionists to come out to the run groups and help people with what they should be eating while they're living their active lifestyle. They can also go on to SportMed's website, and it talks all about nutrition and getting in shape for the Sun Run. So there's opportunities for people that are just running the event without the in-training program to get nutritional information, how to prepare for the race. It's all there on the Vancouver Sun Run website or on the SportMed BC website.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Firma Energy Wear it's active wear, but it's a line of clothing that I wanted to connect health and fashion. Now technology has given us a gift. It's called smart technology fibers. And that's what Firma is made of. Firma is made of a fabric that has active biocrystals actually embedded in the fabric. You can't wash it out, you can't wear it out. It's amazing how we now can wear and make and design clothing that is so healthy for you. This line is a healing line. We like to call it fashionable healing. So anytime you can wear something that's increasing your circulation all day, it's going to be very healing. It's somewhat new for men to start to wear compression wear, but it's becoming quite popular. But also it helps so much with joint pain issues, and many athletes have issues with joints. We open the Inn for Women. It's called NINN for Women. It's actually right across the street from my store. And it's a wonderful store where all the clothing, accessories, everything is donated. It's wonderful. And volunteers. So everything that gets sold, the monies that come in, the clothes are donated, it all helps. It all goes to our school and to the homes for our girls. And that's what I love doing. I try to keep a very good balance. And I found that balance for me keeps me very healthy. It's all about comfort and health, and that's what we're about.
Thanks for watching. If you have a question or comment, go to our website on the screen. Until next time, run with it.